Another midnight, another empty road. Through cities made of glass, watching old reflections pass. Every dream I used to know disappeared like winter smoke. The bars were full, the lights were bright, but no one ever owned the night. Everyone was running fast from the ghost inside their past. I kept searching for a sign, something real, something mine, till the silence took my hand and helped me understand. The more I chased, the less I found. The truth was never in the crowd. Nothing follows me home tonight. Not the darkness, not the light, not the memories I keep, not the promises I need. Nothing stays with me, nothing sets me free. Everything I thought was gold turned to stories never told. The words I never wrote, every scar became a map leading from the things I lacked. I don't fear the empty room or the quiet midnight blues, 'cause the deeper silence grows, the less I need to know. Nothing waits beyond the door, nothing asks for something more, and somehow that feels alright underneath this lonely sky. Nothing follows me home now, no more questions asking how. Everything I feared to lose was never mine to choose. But the rain remains. I searched everywhere, except inside. Chase the money and the fame, the applause and bigger names. Thought success would make me whole, thought achievement saved the soul. I crossed oceans, crossed the years, accumulated hidden fears. Every destination reached, left another dream incomplete. Then one night beside the rain, tired of losing, tired of pain, the silence spoke without a sound and turned my whole world around. What I sought was never far, it was hidden in the dark. Nothing was the answer all along, not another place or song, not another face to know, not another road to go. Nothing showed the way, nothing chose to stay. Everything I tried to find was buried deep inside my mind. Now the nights don't feel so cold, now the darkness feels like home. Not because I've given in, but because I've looked within. Every scar became a guide, every wound a wiser light, every loss became a key, opening reality. Nothing was an emptiness, nothing was a loneliness, nothing was a quiet door leading to something more. Nothing was the answer all along, now I know where I belong. Everything I feared to lose freed me from the life I knew. Nothing was the answer. Midnight highway, no destination. I drove through towns that never slept, carrying wounds I always kept. Street lights blurred against the rain, like old memories in pain. Every mile felt incomplete, like a ghost in the passenger seat. Every lesson life revealed left another scar unhealed. I searched for answers in the dark, looking for a lasting spark. But every road eventually showed nothing waits at the end of the road. Every sign begins to fade, every promise turns to gray. There's nothing on this road tonight, nothing waiting in the light, nothing nothing calling out my name, nothing left for me to blame. Nothing but the sky, nothing asking why. Everything I thought I'd find was already in my mind. The deeper into night I went, the less my old regrets meant. All the things I couldn't keep no longer stole my sleep. Now the silence rides with me like an old philosophy, telling me what I've ignored. Nothing's worth going to war for. Nothing waits beyond the bend. Nothing promises an end. Only miles beneath the moon and a quiet, lonely tune. Nothing, and the road goes on. Midnight highway, no destination. Life never promised me anything. I used to think the world was fair, that hard work would always care, that love would stay and friends would too, that loyalty would carry through. But time revealed another side, a truth no man can really hide. Everything eventually goes like winter leaves and melting snow. I sat alone in silent bars, thinking about forgotten scars, till one cold night the darkness said, expect nothing instead. When expectations disappear, peace quietly appears. Nothing owes me anything tonight. Not success, not love, not light. Not tomorrow, not the past. Not a future built to last. Nothing made a vow. Nothing owes me now. Everything becomes more free when nothing belongs to me. Now I walk a calmer road without carrying that load, without needing life to bend toward the plans I once had planned. The rain still falls, the years still move. Some things gain, some things lose, but the silence made me see freedom lives in simplicity. Nothing promised I would win, nothing promised where I've been, nothing guaranteed a thing, and that's why my heart can say the night took everything and left me with myself. I watched the years fall one by one, like cigarette ash in the sun. Every promise lost its glow, every river stopped its flow. Men were chasing bigger dreams, nothing's ever what it seems. Golden watches, tailored suits, still hiding uncomfortable truths. I stood alone beneath the rain, holding on to old mistakes, till the silence pulled me near and made everything sincere. When the world removes the mask, you discover what can last. Nothing remains but me tonight, not the darkness, not the light, not the victories I've known, not the throne I've never owned. Nothing stays the same, nothing knows my name. Everything I used to be drifted into memory. The city sings its lonely song to every man who stayed too long. Every corner holds a ghost of something loved and lost the most. I missing ears. Nothing drowns itself in tears. Nothing remains but me tonight, and somehow everything feels right. Everything I feared to lose freed me from the life I knew. Nothing remains but me. Midnight understands. What daylight never could. The city wears a tired face. The shadows drift from place to place. Every window tells a tale of dreams that somehow failed. I walk alone through empty streets, listening to my heartbeat. The world feels smaller after dark, when silence speaks straight to the heart. I used to run from lonely nights, searching for distractions and lights. Now I welcome every shade, like an old debt finally paid. The night never asks for more than honesty at its core. Nothing but midnight stays with me. Nothing but reality. Nothing but the pouring rain, washing yesterday away. Nothing but the blues, nothing left to lose. Everything I thought I knew faded into something true. Every scar has found its place, every memory lost its weight. The deeper that the silence grows, the calmer my old spirit flows. I don't need another fight or another restless night. The darkness taught me how to see what the daylight hid from me. Nothing but midnight understands the burden carried by a man who is lost and who has learned. Some fires are meant to burn. Nothing but midnight remains, and I'm grateful for the pain. Everything I feared before doesn't own me anymore. Nothing but midnight, nothing but blues. The stars don't answer, they never did. I spent years looking above, searching for a sign of love, something bigger than the pain, something stronger than the rain. Every road I traveled far ended underneath these stars. Every lesson left a scar on the gentleman I are. The night was honest from the start, it never lied about the dark. It simply showed me what was true when everything else fell through. The sky remained silent still, and maybe that's the thrill. Nothing under these stars belongs to me, not the past or memory, not the dreams that came and went, not the time I've already spent. Nothing in the sky, nothing asking why. Everything eventually fades into midnight color shades. I see strangers passing by with the same questions in their eyes, trying hard to understand the way carried by a man. But some answers never come, some battles can be won. The silence taught me not to fight the things hidden in the night. Nothing written in the stars can heal forgotten broken hearts. Only time and quiet rain can soften old remaining pain. Nothing under these stars remain, only wisdom from the pain. Everything I thought I'd find was waiting in my own mind. Nothing beneath these stars. Everything disappears like smoke. Midnight whiskey, neon lights, empty souls and endless nights. Everybody wants escape from the emptiness they fade. I sat silent by the bar, watching people fall apart, trying hard to laugh and shine while slowly dying deep inside. Every dream became a ghost, every promise overdosed, till the silence made me see nothing's what it seems to be. All these voices fade away, nothing ever truly stays. Everything is nothing but smoke, every word eventually broke, every fire turns to gray, every night becomes the day. Nothing fills the room, nothing blooms and blooms in the silence of the dark. I can hear my lonely heart. Stop trying to belong, stop pretending to be strong. Now I just exist and breathe with the ghosts surrounding me. People terrified of stillness, terrified of loneliness, but the deeper silence grew, the more honest life became. Every scar became a flame, burning through my former name, till I stood without disguise, nothing left behind my eyes. Nothing real can be possessed, that's the reason I can rest. Everything is nothing but smoke, every word eventually broke, every fire turns to gray, every night becomes the day. Nothing fills the room, nothing blooms and blooms in the silence of the dark. I can hear my lonely heart. Smoke dissolves into the air, like the weight we used to wear. When the world fades into black, truth is all that's coming back. Everything was born to fade, every king and every slave. Nothing lasts and nothing stays, still we dance beneath the rain. Nothing but smoke. Everything disappears like smoke. Tailored coat, low blue lights, the sky. I learned elegance from heartbreak and composure from goodbye. There's a storm behind my smile that nobody ever sees, and every quiet conversation feels like drowning slowly. Some men heal with time, I just learned to hide it better. Nothing wears black like me, nothing hides the pain, nothing walks through lonely nights quite this clean again. Nothing holds me gently, nothing holds me long. Still I sway with broken memories to another dark blue song. There's a woman singing softly at the end of the old bar. Every lyric sounds familiar, like she knows exactly who we are. Nothing in this smoky room ever lets me feel alive. Guess some souls become addicted to barely surviving nights. Nothing fades slower than love you tried to save. Nothing leaves deeper shadows than memories in the rain. Nothing wears black like me, nothing knows this heart, nothing leaves a gentleman so beautifully torn apart. Nothing waits forever, nothing feels divine. Still I raise this glass of sorrow one more time tonight. Nothing wears black like me. Low light dancing on the wall, I don't answer when they call. Heart used to beat too fast, now it moves like broken glass. Used to chase a hollow dream, now I drift inside the scene. Every breath is cold and slow, nothing left to overflow. I drained the poison from my soul, now I finally feel control. There's nothing in my veins but calm. No fire left, no hidden storm. When you bleed out all the pain, nothing ever feels the same. There's nothing in my veins but night. No wrong, no need for right. When you empty everything inside, nothing's left to hide. Footsteps echo down the street. Every shadow feels like me. I don't fight what I became, I just whisper to the flame. Used to fear the great unknown. Now I made that dark my home. Every loss just carved me clean. Now there's nothing in between. I don't break, I don't pretend. Nothing left to defend. There's nothing in my veins but calm. No fire left, no hidden storm. When you bleed out all the pain, nothing ever feels the same. There's nothing in my veins but night. No wrong, no need for right. When you empty everything inside, nothing's left to hide. Nothing calling, nothing loud, nothing lost within the crowd. When you strip it to the bone, nothing means you stand alone. Nothing running through me now, and I don't need it anyhow. Slow thunder, blue whiskey, nothing stays. Nothing knocks before it leaves. Not love, not peace of mind. One day you're dancing in the dark, next day you're left behind. There's a sadness in acceptance, a quiet ache in letting go. And every man who hides his pain has scars he'll never show. I stopped asking why when goodbye stopped hurting loud. Nothing knocks before it leaves, nothing warms your soul, nothing tells a broken man when he's losing control. Nothing shines forever, nothing stays sincere. Still I hear your voice at night, like you're standing here. Smoke curls slowly toward the ceiling, like old memories replayed. And every song inside this bar feels more beautiful decayed. Nothing tastes like loneliness mixed with bourbon and regret. And nothing follows you around like the things you can't forget. Nothing leaves completely, not the blues, not the scars. Some nights they sit beside you like strangers in dark bars. Keeps its flame. Nothing turns a gentleman into someone quite the same. Nothing saves the midnight. Nothing saves the rain. Still I light another cigarette and whisper through the pain. Nothing warned me. Nothing stayed. Streetlight bleeding on my face, empty echoes, hollow space. Footsteps slow, I don't rush. Silence louder than the hush. Cigarette burns through the dark, like a memory with no spark. Every ghost I used to fight now just fades into the night. I stopped running long ago when I learned to let it go. Nothing walks with me tonight. No fear left, no need to fight. When you lose what made you weak, nothing's all you really need. Nothing calling out my name. No more guilt, no more shame. When you stand with nothing left, you don't feel the weight of death. Rain taps softly on my coat. Every word I never wrote drips into the empty street when my past and present meet. I don't chase what disappeared. I don't carry any fear. Every scar became a sign. Nothing left, and that is mine. I don't bend, I don't fall. Nothing's holding me at all. Nothing walks with me tonight. No fear left, no need to fight. When you lose what made you weak, nothing's all you really need. Nothing calling out my name. No more guilt, no more shame. When you stand with nothing left, you don't feel the weight of death. Nothing screams, nothing breaks the seams. When the dark becomes your home, nothing means you stand alone. Nothing beside me now, and I don't ask how. Everything fades eventually. I watch lovers turn to ghosts, watch the proud become alone, watch the rich still lose their sleep, trying hard what they can't keep. Every promise disappears, every laugh dissolves in tears, every moment slips away like smoke fading into gray. I used to fear the changing tide, used to run and used to hide, till the silence pulled me close and taught me what matters most. Nothing stays forever here, that's why clarity appears. Nothing stays forever now, not the pain or broken vows, not the fame or fleeting highs, not the mess behind the eyes. Nothing will remain, nothing stays the same. So I learned to let it go and move slowly with the flow. People hold too tightly on to illusions nearly gone, terrified to lose control of the emptiness they hold. But I found another way, in the words I never say, in the silence of the night, where the soul can breathe alright. Every loss became a door, leading somewhere deeper more. Not success and not defeat, just acceptance bittersweet. When you stop resisting change, nothing feels so far away. Nothing stays forever now, not the pain or broken vows, not the fame or fleeting highs, not the mask behind the eyes. Nothing will remain, nothing stays the same. So I learned to let it go and move slowly with the flow. Nothing lasting sounds so cold till you understand the soul was never made to truly own anything except the unknown. Nothing stays, and that's alright. That's what makes the stars so bright. Everything was born to fade, even darkness disappears. Nothing lasts forever. The city never sleeps, but nothing feels alive. Neon signs and empty eyes, broken dreams and sharp black ties. Everybody moving fast, like they're scared this won't all last. I used to be the same way too, running hard with nothing true, trying to outrun the dark while it lived inside my heart. Every woman, every drink only pushed me to the brink, till one lonely winter night everything just lost its light. When illusion fades away, silence always wants to stay. Nothing feels alive anymore, not the money, not the war, not the fame or fleeting love, not the stars above. Nothing feels so cold, nothing to hold. Everything I tried to keep only buried me too deep. Now I walk these streets alone, with a quieter kind of soul. I don't need another crown or another crowded town. People terrified of stillness, terrified of loneliness, but the deeper silence grows, the more freedom slowly flows. Every sky became a flame, burning through my former name, till I stood beneath the rain, without anger, guilt, or shame. Nothing left to chase tonight. That's the reason I feel like nothing feels alive anymore. Not the money, not the war, not the fame or fleeting love, not the stars above. Nothing feels so cold, nothing to hold. Everything I tried to keep only buried me too deep. Nothing real can be possessed. That's the reason I can rest. When the noise dissolves away, you finally begin to stay. Nothing feels alive, it's true. Still I finally made it through everything I feared to face. Led me to a calmer place. Nothing but silence breathes. Everything fades. City lights and empty bars, people hiding broken hearts, laughing loud to kill the pain. Just repeating old mistakes. I stood still and watched it burn, watched the table slowly turn. Everything they tried to hold disappeared like smoke and gold. The more I saw, the less I felt, till the silence slowly held. Nothing feels real anymore. Not the money, not the war, not the faces passing by, not the dreams they glorify. Nothing stays the same. Nothing wants the fame. Everything just fades away like shadows in the rain. I stopped chasing hollow highs, stopped believing perfect lies. Every answer lost its shape, every mask began to break. Now I walk without a need for approval or belief. Everything I used to fear disappeared when truth got clear. When you see beyond skies. Silence opens up your eyes. Nothing feels real anymore. Not the money, not the war, not the faces passing by, not the dreams they glorify. Nothing stays the same. Nothing wants the fame. Everything just fades away like shadows in the rain. Nothing lasts and nothing stays. That's the beauty of these days. When you stop trying to hold, you become beyond control. Nothing feels real, and that's alright. I found peace inside the night. No more fear of losing things. Nothing owns me anymore. Nothing finally freed me. Slow saxophone, empty streets. Nothing makes a gentleman cry, at least not where you can see. He just lights another cigarette and drinks in silence endlessly. There's a storm beneath the surface of every calm reply, and every polished smile has 1,000 reasons why. Some men break like thunder, I just fade like smoke. Nothing makes a gentleman cry, nothing makes him fall, nothing shows the weight he carries. Still he walks through midnight rain, like heartbreak is the norm. There's a woman singing softly in the corner of the room, and every lyric sounds like flowers blooming in the gloom. Nothing tastes like loneliness after whiskey hits the soul. And nothing turns a man this cold without taking control. Nothing leaves quietly, not the love, not the scars. Some ghosts stay beside you like songs in old jazz bars. Nothing makes a gentleman cry. Still his eyes look tired tonight. Nothing leaves a deeper wound than elegant goodbye. Nothing waits forever. Nothing keeps its flame. Still he whispers to the darkness, and answers with your name. Nothing makes him cry, but everything hurts. Nothing means more than silence now. After all the screaming died, I found peace inside the dark where broken men can hide. Every word became too heavy, every promise felt unreal. So I traded all my feelings for the calm I couldn't feel. Nothing means more than silence. Nothing cuts more deep. Nothing holds a man together like the secrets that he keeps. Nothing stays forever. Nothing truly ends. Pain just changes clothes and learns to call itself a friend. There's nothing left to prove tonight. No one left to understand. Just a tired soul in black and white with whiskey in his hands. I stopped chasing what was gone long before the feeling died. Now I let the night consume me like the ocean takes the tide. Nothing whispers like regret. Nothing burns like cigarettes. Nothing follows you around before I go. Everything I wear is chosen. Even how I hold my pain. Every step is calculated. Every loss I can contain. There's a shadow stitched inside me, fits me better than my skin. It's the only thing that knows me. It's the only thing that wins. Tailored shadows, custom made for the man that I became. Every scar is well dressed, every truth politely tamed. I don't show what's underneath, I don't tear or rearrange. I just walk within the lines of a life I cannot change. I was softer once before, but the world has its demands. So I traded all my warmth for a pair of steady hands. Now I measure every feeling before I let it breathe. There's no room for hesitation in the life I choose to lead. If I feel too much, I lose. So I cut myself into tailored shadows. That's the truth I never use. no return, just watch it burn. Everything I used to know turned to ash long ago. There's no way back for me. No chains, no destiny. I cut it all, I let it go. Now I walk this road alone. No more fear inside my chest. No more need to second guess. I don't look behind again. That's where all the weakness ends. Now I walk this road alone. If I break ahead. Not in words I never said. Every step I choose to take is a line I won't narrate. I've been falling for so long. No one noticed, not a sound. Kept my balance on the edge, while the world kept spinning round. There's a difference in collapse. When it happens deep within. You don't shatter into pieces. You just slowly cave in. There's no sound of falling when a man breaks inside. satisfied. I don't cry for attention. I don't reach for a hand. I just lose a little more of me each time I stand. Every night I pour it slow. Let the silence fill the space. There's a comfort in the numbness that I cannot replace. I remember who I was, but I barely recognize the reflection in the glass, looking back through tired eyes. If I scream, it won't be heard, so I bury every word. There's no sound of falling, just a man who learned to hide. Midnight air, cold wind. Let's go. The city glows beneath the stars, reflecting dreams and hidden scars. Every road I've walked before led me to a stronger shore. I learned patience from the rain, learned resilience from the pain. Every setback left a mark, every mark lit up the dark. Some men fear the night, I became part of it. I was born for the night, for the struggle and the fight, for the moments no one sees, when a man finds inner peace. On this road, only faith and heavy loads, but I'd choose it all again loss and every win. Stars shine brightest when it's dark, just like hope inside the heart. I was born for the night, for the struggle and the fight, for the moments no one sees, when a man finds inner peace. My story, and I'm still writing it. I don't make a scene when leaving, I just fade into the night. No goodbye, no explanation, just a shadow out of sight. There's an elegance in absence, in the things you never say, in the art of disappearing before you're asked to stay. Elegance in disappearance, that's the way I learned to cope. Never give them all your pieces, never let them see your whole. I'm wanted, I don't stay where I might break. I just leave before it matters, before there's more at stake. I've been close to something real once, felt it slip right through my hands. Not because it wasn't worth it, but I don't do second chances. So I walk a little colder every time I turn away. Adding layers to the silence that I carry every day. Love is loud, but I am not. So I leave before I'm caught. only art I've got. Draw a line and make it real. Stand your ground, don't ever kneel. Every word you never said still is ringing in your head. This is a hard line I won't cross. Every win is shaped by loss. No excuse, no alibi. I just live, I don't deny. People change, they come and go. I stopped caring long ago. What remains is what I built, not regret and not guilt. This is a hard line I won't cross. Every win is shaped by loss. No excuse, no alibi. I just live, I don't deny. Truth I had to face, put this calm upon my face. Oh, hard line never crossed. There was a time I felt it all. Every high and every fall. Now it passes through like air. Like it never mattered there. I don't chase the things I lost. I don't hold what didn't stay. There's a stillness in acceptance that just grew along the way. Nothing moves me anymore. Not the pain, not the past. I've been building up a silence that was never meant to last. I don't break the way I used to. I don't bend the way I did. I just stand in quiet distance from the man I used to live. There were words I should have spoken. There were hands I didn't hold. Now they linger in the background, like a story left untold. I don't try to rewrite endings. I don't search for something new. There's a peace inside the emptiness that I slowly grew into. If I felt it all again, I might not survive it then. Nothing moves me anymore. And I'm fine with that, I guess. Breathe slow. Feel alive. I've been down, I've been low, still I learned to let it go. Every pain became my guide. Now I walk with nothing to hide. rush home. Now I move without a chain. No more running from the pain. No fear left in me, only clarity. These songs make you feel invincible. Hard, cold, unbreakable. No more doubt in my mind. Everything is aligned. These songs make you feel unstoppable. Pure soul, unstoppable. Stand alone, stand tall. I don't fear it all. Oh, every risk I had to take, every choice I had to make, built the man I am today. Nothing takes that away. They still search, I already found peace instead in my own ground. No more weight I have to bear, nothing left for me to fear. I don't run, I don't hide, I just face it out of eye. These songs make you feel invincible. Hard, cold, unbreakable. No more doubt in my mind. Everything is aligned. These songs make you feel unstoppable. Pure soul, unstoppable. Stand alone, stand tall. I don't fear it all. Let it hit, feel the ride. You don't need disguise. Everything you need is there. You just stop the fear. These songs make you feel invincible. Now you're unstoppable. Take control on your soul. That's the final goal. No fear, never again. Walk through fire with steady hands. No second thoughts, no backup plans. They drew the line, I crossed it slow. No need to prove what I already know. Cold eyes watching, let them stare. I've been alone, I breathe that air. No chains left that I can feel. Pain don't cut when the mind is steel. don't know his name. Knocked on my door, but I don't play. I've seen the dark, I've made it home. Now I stand here carved in stone. No hesitation, no retreat. I face the storm, I don't repeat. The man I was, he's long gone. What's left of me just moves on. No loud words, just quiet moves. Nothing to win, nothing to lose. They chase the crown, I chase the truth. That's something money can't produce. Every scar got a story to tell. I learned to listen, I learned it well. Silence louder than any scream. That's where I build everything. I don't run, I don't hide. I just let the moment decide. If it breaks me, let it try. I've already died inside.